Anandana Shalakaya Chaksha Unvitangena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. You all have heard of this experience that many devotees had of Srila Prabhupada seeing right through us. So I had two times in the same situation in Brooklyn, New York on Henry Street. No one was in the temple room, so I was just standing in front of the deities, and Prabhupada came in, I didn't know, and he came right up to the altar, and I turned around, and he always had an entourage of men with big sticks following him, and so I just turned around, and that same feeling that he just looked right through me. And then the same exact thing happened in the Calcutta temple. I was there also, Radha Govinda, and I was alone in the temple room, and the same thing happened, but it was very common. But one time, like, Mahar, I also had an opportunity to go on a morning walk because Tredas Prabhu was our Sankirtan leader in Manhattan Temple, but Tamal Krishna Maharaj, he lived there too. He asked if the lady book distributors can come on a morning walk. So I think there were like 6 of us, and so Prabhupada walked at Central Park every morning, I guess. So we were in a Volkswagen van. I don't know if they still have Volkswagens, but it was very common back in those days. And so we stopped at a red light, driving to the park, Central Park, and Tamal Krishna Maharaj was sitting right next to Prabhupada. Prabhupada was by the window, and he said, "Those are the book distributors." And Prabhupada just went like this to us, so very endearing. So I got to also go on a morning walk. And then in 1976 in Mayapur on Guru Purnima Day, I received Gayatri initiation. At that initiation, there were 7 sannyasis, and maybe only one of them was 30 years old. Everyone was in their 20s, even as young as 22 years old. So 7 sannyasis, a big initiation. But before that, at the ceremony, they announced, okay, all of you receiving Brahmin initiation, you go to Prabhupada's quarters to receive the Gayatri mantra. So I was quite shy, and Sunita, Tosan Krishna's wife at that time, she told me you should bring an offering to Prabhupada, so she gave me some dried fruit and nuts, and I cut a banana leaf plate. The problem is that I had my period, and in India, ladies do not go out of the house. You know, they never even have a room like for birth and contamination, you could say. And I thought, but I'm not going to miss my initiation. So I was kind of self-conscious. I know you're not supposed to go to the temple, not supposed to go in front of your, guru and saintly people. But anyway, so then I went in Mayapur and pushed to Krishna the late. He was Prabhupada's servant at the time. There were like 200 brahmacharis there, and I was so shy. And when I went, he just came and he goes, "Come back later." It felt so harsh. So I go back, and then I come a couple hours later. He said, "Come back later." Okay, and then I come back later. "Come back tomorrow." So then the very next day, same thing. I go in the later morning after, morning program, breakfast and all, and he says, "Come back later." And it was such a difficult thing to do, to walk up those stairs with like a sea of saffron. And then again he said it. And then finally I went at about 5 o'clock, and now he said, "Okay, now you can go outside Prabhupada's room." There was somebody, one man getting Brahmin initiation mantra, and then there was an Indian lady right in front of me, and then she went in, and she came right out, and I'm like, what happened? She didn't speak any English, so I don't know what happened, but she didn't get the Gayatri mantra. So I went in, and I paid my obeisances, and then Srila Prabhupada just motioned right next to him to sit down. So only me and Prabhupada in the room. Now, you may, like I remember, I have Mukunda Maharaj's books, and I had the same experience. After like being told so many times, come back later, my feeling is Prabhupada has no time for me, but his mood is I have all the time in the world for you. Like he never gave that impression that he didn't have time. So then he said, okay, I'm going to show you how to count. Now, one devotee, he told us how when he got Brahmin, he was so nervous that he couldn't figure out how to count on his fingers. And Prabhupada said, forget it. You can't be a Brahmin if you can't even count on your fingers. So I had practiced for at least a year before, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So Prabhupada said, I'll show you. So then I did it. And then he said, okay, I'm gonna chant each word of the mantra and you repeat after me. And if I didn't say it perfectly, he would say it 2 or 3 times even. And then, and I had this plate, and I'm very conscious, and then he goes, oh, you brought me something to eat? And he put out his hands, but I'm like, I can't, because I'm contaminated, I can't touch Srila Prabhupada, so I just put it right in front of him. And so much I wanted to say, but because of that feeling that he doesn't have time, and then I just said that we are sending a group dakshin because many devotees from Brooklyn Temple also got first and second initiation. So we're going to send you a group dakshin, and I just paid obeisances and left. But I wish I would have spoken, words of appreciation, especially for Srila Prabhupada's books. But anyway, that's like you heard about, the rank and file devotees. It was difficult to get too close to Prabhupada, but like Mahara said, through our service, we can feel close. Like me also, when I'm in a Walmart parking lot, it's like the happiest place I can be, way more than a temple even, just to be distributing books and, connecting with souls like that. So anyway, just a few remembrances. So I thank you.